Okay, welcome again to Motor Radical. What I'm going to show you now, in the previous videos, we've shown you how to fit our top box bracket. Obviously, once you've got a top box on, you would also want to fit some panniers onto the bike. Again, on the touring pack, when you have the touring pack, the fitment is different to the non-touring pack. This installation I'm going to show you now is when you do have the touring pack, you fitted the small top box bracket, how to fit the pannier frames. We're going to start by fitting the mounting brackets at the bottom here, and then once that's in place, we'll fit the rest of the pannier frames. I'll start by opening the box, show you what you get inside the box. Okay, so inside the box we have the left hand and right hand frames, and we have our back stay, and we've got a little packet with the bolts, washers, and some Loctite that we need to use. So I'm going to show you how to mount these brackets, the two front one brackets first. So I'm going to remove them. Okay, so these two brackets will mount like this, left hand and right hand, and the pannier frame will mount here once we've mounted these. Okay, again, you need a T40 torque socket to remove these bolts. I've got a little trick where I loosen both, I take one out, put the bracket in, and then do the other side so that I don't have the whole assembly that I need to line up and everything. So first things first is I'm going to loosen these. Okay, take this one out. So now the assembly stays there. I take this and I put my bolt through there, and I line it up in there. Okay, and I just hand tighten that. Just get it into there. Okay, and now I loosen the bottom one. Tight there. Still tight. Okay, let's that bolt out. Okay, put that through there, and then put it back in. Okay, now don't fasten these. As you can see, we've got adjustment on these brackets, so that you can adjust if you need to when you mount the pannier frames. Let's get these close to all the way in. Okay, still got adjustment there. Okay, so that's this side. The other side, very similar. The only thing there, we do have the exhaust that's also in our way a little bit, but I'll show you what we do there. If you want to come around this side. Okay, so on this side, the only difference is I remove the exhaust as well, or this bolt that holds the exhaust in place. and actually holds the license disc holder. Okay, we remove that, and we just need it to be loose there, so it doesn't hold the bracket in place. And then again, the same with these two bolts here. There we go. Okay, and then again, this one goes in on this side. So we put the bolt through the bracket. It lined up again. Just get my bolt entered in there. That's straight. So just now to the front. Get the bolt out. Line up my bracket. Put the bolt back in. Okay. See, this one went in straight. It felt skew. That's fine. Okay, I'm just going to hand tighten them now. So I've got movement. Whoop, that's too tight for that. There. Okay, I've got movement there. Okay, and I can put my exhaust bracket back. Just take note, the nut at the back slides to the side. You're going to try and line it up and it's not there. So just make sure you've moved it to the center again and that it enters it properly. There we go. And I'm going to fasten this because I don't need that loose. Move it down. Okay, so that's our front mounting brackets in place and done. Okay, in a previous video I've shown how we mount the top box frame bracket onto the 1300 that doesn't have the touring pack. So the non-touring pack motorbike doesn't have these things, and the aluminium frame at the top, it's got the plastic at the top, and you take the plastic bracket off, you fit the top box frame bracket. What I'm going to show you now is how to fit our pannier frames onto this bracket. You do need this bracket to fit the pannier frames onto it. So please take note, you cannot just fit the pannier frames. You can just fit this, but if you want pannier frames, you need this bracket as well. I'm going to start by unpacking. These we've mounted already. So we'll go from there onwards to fit the pannier frames. Right, so there's the left-hand side. Okay, so this is going to mount onto the bike like that. As you can see, it needs to mount there, it needs to mount there, and there as well. Over here, we're going to just mount straight onto here with a bolt. Here, we're going to have a spacer. So the spacer that we have is going to be in there, okay, bolted onto there. This plate will bolt straight onto there with the longer bolts. So, as I said earlier, you can just have the top box frame bracket mounted, But if you do want the pannier frames, you have to have this on for this to mount onto there. And you'll actually use different bolts that are longer than the ones that's in there. Okay, I'm going to loosen this side, and I'll fit this side, and then we'll do the other side. Okay, so firstly, I'm going to take out these bolts here. Okay, that one's out. I'm just going to loosen these same two bolts on that side just to release some tension, just in case there's tension in the frame and we don't have cross threads, anything like that. Just to loosen them slightly. That one there. Okay, so there, I've got some. Okay, so they've supplied the spacer onto this longer bolt. You'll see there's two lengths. The longer one is for the spacer side, which is the back. The spacer will go into that space there, into that socket there. This will go through there and into that. Again, guys and gals, use some Loctite so things don't vibrate loose while you're riding, especially if you're doing some off-road work. Okay, so you're going to put this one in there, go through there, try and line up all these things at the same time. Okay, there's one in there. Okay, the next one, the shorter one, goes in front. Okay, I'm just going to remove this one because it might be in our way. We're going to have to mount there as well just now. Okay. Go through here into the hole. Okay, so I've entered these, entered this one and that one, the back. I'm just going to get it closer. This one. Okay, the spacer goes at the back. The longer one, I'll put some Loctite on. There we go. Get that through there. There. Get it into there. I'll remove this front one. Right. The other bolt for this middle one. You don't need a lot of Loctite. Just cover the thread a little. Okay, this one goes through here. Get this one entered. There you go. Okay, pull that one up. Let's get this one in place. I say again, I don't put Loctite on this. It's stainless steel on stainless steel. Rather put some copper slip or some grease on there so you don't get seizure happening there between the stainless and the stainless. Okay. Starting to feel sturdy there. I put my brace on at the back so long. Oh, I did what I shouldn't have done. And I put the pipe on the brace on the outside. So loosen it again. Just get this a bit under tension here. It's not off. The process, I lose my microphone. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, let's try again. Right in there, the back. Got it lined up there. There we go. Washer. Okay. Right, there's your pannier frames mounted to your motorbike that didn't have a touring pack, and you've mounted our top box frame bracket with the pannier frames fitted to that. I'm going to fit the boxes quick so you can also see what that looks like on the bike. We'll first start with the top box. See, it's open. That's fine. There's our top box in place. Just close the lid here. Okay. Cue. There we go. Okay, that's latched now properly. Yeah. Okay, and there's your top box with your panniers fitted onto top box frame bracket, pannier frames onto the 1300GS, ready for a nice long tour. Okay, have fun.